Well, this isn't exactly how we drew up the first day in December on Idaho Sports Talk, but I mean, we all kind of thought we'd be here a few months ago. Welcome again to Championship Week in Boise, Idaho, where Boise State will host the Mountain West Football Championship game against UNLV again. We all get it. We're not really sure how we got here, Prater, but holy smokes, here we are. Championship Week will be at Albertsons Broadway on the Rocks on Thursday. And thanks to Lithia Ford, we'll be right outside the Hall of Fame of Albertsons Stadium on Friday. Championship Week, brother. And we're taking calls right now. 208-424-9300. About ready to talk some quarterbacks, bro.
I think it's stinking cool that Boise State's done this again, and this culture and this just standard that they've built down there. I'm with you, though. I have no idea how the hell they got into this game. Not the same way they got into this game a couple years ago. Spencer Danielson was sitting on an airplane somewhere over the Rocky Mountains, and when they landed, they found out somebody had lost. Like, was it Utah? I can't remember who lost.
Fresno to New Mexico?
Yeah,
some weird thing?
Yeah, some weird thing happened, and when they landed, the miracle had happened. Spencer's prayers were answered, and Spencer's prayers were answered again. Boise State is playing in the championship game. I almost feel, as just a complete total outsider who gets to enjoy this coming to our city, this beautiful city of ours for the whole week. I almost feel guilty. It doesn't feel like Boise State should be hosting this game. And heck, you can make a case that it doesn't feel like Boise State should even be in this game.
Yeah.
So many different scenarios in terms of, the recency bias, everybody wanted New Mexico in the game because they won their last couple of games, but they finished dead last in the computer rankings, and it wasn't even close. You could have made a case for the San Diego States and New Mexico's, the UNLVs, all kinds of scenarios. Everybody was debating all kinds of crazy stuff out there. And here it is, the same old Boise State hosting UNLV. I guess it's the way it should be. We'll take it. I don't care how guilty of a feeling I have. Ball game. Let's get after it.
Let's do this.
Yeah, I mean, computers, and it's like the Beatles song, the long and winding road, it felt like, was what we took to get here. And it is a little weird seeing 10-2 UNLV being the road team against 8-4 Boise State, but obviously conference record, all that matters in determining how this all went down. And yeah, Maddux Madsen, he'll get the start, and I got no problem with it. I think that Prater kind of talked about how Maddux Madsen's very comfortable playing at Albertsons Stadium on the blue. Probably the biggest what if would have been what would have happened if he never got hurt against Fresno State. Would they have won that game? Would there have been no computers necessary? So I think he'll be really comfortable, and it sounds like from you guys were at practice, taking all the reps, seems like he's pretty healthy.
One more quick thought about hosting this game, by the way. I just wanted to get this off my chest. Boise State, out of the 4 teams that were being considered, had the most losses, not even close.
Yep.
And the worst loss, home at Fresno State. It wasn't even close. Outside of that, I'm not even sure there was another bad loss amongst the
people
4.
Are killing New Mexico for losing on the road to San Jose.
Yeah, that's not a good one either. But
at least it's a road game.
At least it's a road game against a team that can throw the ball and get physical and get weird and get crazy.
Yeah.
And crazy things happen in San Jose. For Boise State to have the most losses, 4 of them, and to have the worst loss in terms of the Fresno State, it's just crazy.
Right.
As far as the quarterback situation, Spencer Danielson did what he had to do, and I get the debate. I'd love to engage in the debate. I'd love to sit up here and tell everybody that Spencer Danielson screwed up and got this wrong, but Spencer Danielson did what he was supposed to do. Spencer Danielson made the right decision.
208-424-9300, Taco Bell hotline. We got people holding. We will get you in. We just want you to know if you agree with head coach Spencer Danielson's decision to give the ball back to Maddux Madsen. And if you're wondering, hey, did he really say this? Absolutely. Here's what Spencer Danielson said earlier today on his press conference about why starting Maddux Madsen over Max Cutforth.
We went into it, and I met with both of them and said, hey, if Maddux is – and last week it was close. Max just wasn't ready. Max did a great job on Friday against Utah State. So proud of him. But Maddux is our starting quarterback, and if Maddux is healthy, Maddux is going to be rolling. I mean, I see it, no different with other positions. Will we continue to pour into Max? And am I very proud of Max? Absolutely. But Maddux is our starting quarterback, and he's healthy, and he practiced today, so he's going to be our starter.
Spencer Danielson again earlier there, and let's just keep this thing going, Greg. Spencer Danielson also talked today about what Maddux Madsen brings to the table and what's the thought process? Spencer Danielson, why did you come to the result of this decision?
Maddux healthy, right? That's what the biggest thing, and that was my conversation with both of them. Like, if Maddux Madsen is healthy and we can get out all of Maddux, he's our guy. He's our starter. Why is he our starter? There's a lot of things that come into that, right? Leadership, decision-making, making the throws when we need them, the leadership on the field, playmaking ability. Does Max have those two? Absolutely. Maddux right now is just shown to do it more in games. And Maddux is our starting quarterback. I have not wavered on that, but I am very, very proud of Max. Absolutely proud of him. But Maddux is our starting quarterback.
You trust Spencer Danielson to make this decision? It's a championship game, right? This isn't Nevada on the road, on October 24th. This is for everything. You get to keep this trophy. You get to put another year up in your building everywhere and say, hey, we won another conference championship, which I think is the most, if not real close to it, since the year 2000. All that adding up. Maddux Madsen needs to be game ready if he is going to start. Spencer Danielson, how you getting your quarterback Maddux Madsen to be game ready?
Yeah, we got to make sure that our scout team looks are fast and they're giving the most realistic look we can. Not going to be the level that we're going to see against UNLV. We're playing a really talented defense, but just got to get him ready. Maddux is a very, very smart football player. He can do a lot in practice. He can learn a lot in practice. He can learn a lot from film. But I'm sure in the game he's going to have to get in rhythm. I mean, to your point, he hasn't played in a month, but I have absolute trust in him.
All right, Maddux Madsen. Now it's up to you guys, Bronco Nation. Do you agree with the decision? Would you have started Max Cutforth? Let's get to these calls. It's the Taco Bell hotline. Open this sucker up. We got Jess in Garden City. You're first up, Jess. What's your take on this? Smart decision, wrong decision? Where you going, Jess?
Man, I think this is the right decision, but if it doesn't work, he's going to be terrible. I mean, they need to have a game plan in case, again, he's not game ready or he's not ready injury-wise. They need to be ready to put Max Cutforth out on that field. I'd say yes, but.
Short leash. Yes, but. He's got a but in there, too, and that's fine. We like all that on this show.
I think that's a good point. Like, their offense was inoperable against Fresno State when Cutforth had to come in. And now, to be fair, statistically, Fresno State has a much better defense than UNLV. So would we get the same thing if the readiness for Cutforth was, not super high against UNLV compared to what it was against Fresno? Perhaps that wouldn't be the case, and it is an inferior defense. Having said that, I don't think that you just want to have Cutforth not take any reps this week and have him be kind of cold in the event that he needs to come back in. I think he's playing well enough to where the caller makes a good point in my mind that you want to kind of have him somewhat ready, and I think maybe that's the challenge for Boise State this week is getting Maddux Madsen up to speed versus trying to make sure that if Cutforth needs to come in, this isn't a repeat of Fresno State.
Max Cutforth is going to have to be ready with all 100% number 2 reps. If you waste a single number 1 rep on Max Cutforth this week, that to me, that's a crime on Maddux Madsen. He needs every single one. And Max Cutforth at this point can step in and be ready. Guys, that's a given. Why are we even debating? Yes, Max Cutforth, if he needs to come into this game, will step into this game and be ready to go. Now, it's so typical of fans and media and so on and so forth to inflate the backup quarterback. And Max has done a great job, and he was really gutsy and really awesome on Friday. I don't think they win this football game without Max Cutforth being gutsy. But since he took over in Fresno State, guys, he's completed 57% of his passes. He's got 3 touchdowns. He's got 2 interceptions, and he's been sacked 7 times. 57%, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He's been sacked 7 times, and he's a complete and total liability when it comes to running the football. So, he was fine. He did what he had to do. And I know Maddux Madsen's not the best for everybody, and everybody has issues with Maddux Madsen, including all 3 of us. But it's not even close statistically. And it's not even close when it comes to the intangibles, the leadership and all that other kind of stuff. Max Cutforth hasn't been anywhere near as good as people think he has been.
It is kind of inflated. There's some splash plays and he shows you a glimpse of throwing the ball downfield. But no, he hasn't been all that efficient.
57%, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 7 sacks.
That's not good.
All I'm saying is if Maddux Madsen is not 100% on Friday night and something happens.
What if something happens?
I'm sorry?
What if something happens?
He gets hurt again and re-injures the foot.
Well, that's a no-brainer.
Okay, if he tweaks it or something.
Yeah, like
that's a no-brainer. But I don't think you bench him for a couple mistakes.
I'm not saying bench him. I'm just saying, like, are we confident that Cutforth can come in without taking any reps with the starters and the offense will be able to move the ball enough on Friday night if that scenario presents itself where they'll win the game?
He has to be a backup.
He has to be, because Maddux Madsen needs to be the priority this week.
Maddux Madsen took all the first team reps and it wasn't even like, hey, let's ease Cutforth out of this. It was like, no, you're QB2 again. Go stand over there. It was pretty intense. Let's get to Dean in Cuna. He wants to get in on this. Dean, you're on the Taco Bell hotline, Idaho Sports Talk. Talking quarterbacks, Dean, what?
Good talking to you guys. Yeah, I am very, very tired of this old story that keeps happening of I think it's a small bit of our fan base that is just slobbering over our backup quarterbacks. It's been going on for the last 5 quarterbacks, and it's tired. There is no leash on Maddux this week. If he's healthy, he is our starter. He is head and shoulders. Well, not really head and shoulders. He's better. He is the best option. I think they're just picking on him because he's short. He's our best quarterback, and he's a good quarterback. He's a great quarterback in my mind, but I know I think of him higher than most people. But we're in good hands.
All right.
You know what Maddux Madsen's record is at home, and I think this may have been part of the decision. That's not true, because I think Spencer Danielson had his mind made up with whatever. Maddux Madsen is 4-1 at home. I mean, the loss was Fresno. That doesn't even really count. Technically, he's 4-0 at home. 64% of his passes, averaging 280 yards a game, 12 touchdowns, 1 interception.
Mm-hmm.
Those are his stats at home this year, guys.
Wow.
Maddux Madsen, it's not even, and I'm not even giving you his running numbers and his ability to get out of log jams and get away from sacks and all that kind of stuff. So it's not even close, guys. I got sucked into it too over the weekend, just because I love the phrase, go with the hot hand, and we're not quite sure where Maddux Madsen is health-wise. Well, Maddux Madsen appears to be 100% health-wise. And the go with the hot hand thing, I don't know. That's the risk reward you take when you go with Maddux Madsen on Friday.
And I want to be clear. I'm not saying I would start Cutforth. I think it's the right decision to start Madsen. But I do think to go with the hot hand thing, and maybe you can't hang on both sides of the fence, and maybe you do have to just go all in on Maddux Madsen this week. I think you risk losing that hot hand of Max Cutforth, and then if he needs to come back in, I don't think you're getting the same Max Cutforth if he is essentially, persona non grata this week.
Yeah, maybe. I mean,
maybe so. That's the risk you have to take, He
completed 53% of his passes against Utah State. And we're telling him we need to go with the hot hand.
Yeah, I feel I almost, I'm all pro Maddux Madsen. There were a lot of the 9 lives of the doggy that I don't see with Max Cutforth, and I'm almost willing to accept the less efficient quarterback play to know that maybe I have a higher ceiling, or in my opinion, there are just certain things Cutforth does in these last month that I haven't seen Maddux do in like 2 years. And I feel bad thinking like, hey, I would stick with the hot hand. I'm a Cutforth guy on this. I want to see more of him, but I completely understand. I mean, I'm not saying Spencer made the wrong decision. I think that for this team, is Maddux Madsen healthy, a better quarterback than Max Cutforth? You have to say he is.
Yes, especially at home.
You have to say he is. If
In a
all things are
championship game.
even and they're all healthy, Mad Dog's your better quarterback. I've been seeing that for 2 years on these practices, watching Cutforth and Maddux. Maddux is better, but if Maddux is 77% and that shows, then Spencer needs to get Cutforth in for me. If Maddux isn't healthy enough to be able to play well enough to win this game.
Prater brought up the stats and the completion percentage for Cutforth, and he didn't look good out of the gate on Friday against Utah State, but
no, he didn't.
Robert and Meridian on the text line brought up a point that I also think is worth noting. There have been some drop problems for these Boise State wide receivers that are probably driving that completion percentage
for
down.
both quarterbacks. That's not just a Max Cutforth issue.
That's a good point. Yeah.
It's crazy.
100%.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's one of the worst wide receiver rooms I've ever seen in the history of Boise State football.
Right.
It's
everything. And when I say that, a lot of the stuff is stuff that they can't control. The injuries, the suspensions, which you can control, but just the drops, the lack of talent, the target to catch ratio.
Yeah.
It's a really bad wide receiver room, guys. They need to blow that entire wide receiver room up and just start over. It's really, really, really bad.
I mean, bad things happen when they target Cam Bates and Chris Marshall.
I was going to say,
I just don't get it. Bad things happen. They threw 13 times, those two, the way of both of those collectively, 13 attempts, 1 completion, and I think it was 5 yards. Like, good things don't happen when Cam Bates is targeted. I can't believe I say that because I love him and I know how good he is. But good things don't happen when they waste targets on those guys. And Chris Marshall, I don't know what it is, Prater, but it's in his head. And he obviously, he never drops balls at practice. Then you get him in the game, and he's been Butterfingers this year, Chris Marshall.
100%.
Butterfingers.
Yeah, and that was, I mean, I was talking about it a little bit with Prater in the press box at Logan on Friday.
Gosh.
I don't know that there's been a more disappointing player on the team than Chris Marshall this year. I mean, the suspensions, the drops, he just has not been able to string anything together out there. Obviously, that's a conversation for a different day, but gosh, yeah, the wide receiver room has left a lot to be desired.
Yep, good stuff. 208-424-9300. You agree with Spencer Danielson's decision? Maddux Madsen's the starting quarterback. He should start this week. Doggy got his gig back. Max Cutforth back to QB2. Practice today. He didn't get 1 rep with the ones that I saw. It was like it was in August and September. Mad Dog's your quarterback. Max Cutforth is your backup. How's that sit with you? 208-424-9300. Let's keep this Taco Bell hotline open. Take these calls right when we come back. KTIK The Ticket.
From the Beacon Plumbing Traffic Studio, this is Ticket Traffic.
Feel that tingle? It's not your coffee. It's your inner hockey fan screaming game time. Idaho Steelheads back at Idaho Central Arena. About to get noisy in Boise. Grab your tickets now at idahosteelheads.com. Still got some heavy traffic on the outbound connector. Franklin through the Flying Y's. Starting to ease up, though, a little bit coming out of downtown Boise. Westbound 94, heavy stuff now just past the Orchard interchange through that merge point. Got some heavy traffic from the Y through 5 Mile. Busier on the Meridian and Garrity exits. Still working to clean up that pile of 4x4s on Broadway just north of the freeway in the center lane. Not really causing any big problems there, though, this afternoon.
This report is sponsored by Straight Talk Wireless. Don't let data limits hold you back from being the gift master in the family group chat. Switch to Straight Talk Wireless and get real unlimited data on Verizon's 5G network. Straight Talk, available at straighttalk.com or Walmart.
Meridian Plumbing, your trusted local choice since 1985.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation, so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
Taco Bell brings the heat when it comes to their app, Ballgame here. And maybe you don't download a lot of food apps, but Taco Bell's is different. I can taste that beefy 5-layer burrito right about now. Download the Taco Bell app and you'll get access to serious discounts, and you can order ahead, skip the line, or better, get delivery right from the Taco Bell app. So get that sucker downloaded and enjoy that next glorious crunch wrap, soft taco. And don't forget cinnamon twists. Taco Bell. Live Moss.
If a Lenovo computer for your business is on your holiday list, don't shop around. Just go directly to the source, Lenovo.com. You'll find exclusive deals on the PCs you want for your business, like the ThinkPad X9 14 Aura Edition and Yoga 7i 2-in-1. So avoid all that shopping chaos and price comparing, and just go directly to the source, Lenovo.com, where PCs are up to 50% off. That's Lenovo.com.
I can't believe how spotless my floors look after using the Swiffer Power Mop. No more dragging around a heavy mop and messy bucket. Now I get the same deep clean without all the work. Thanks to the powerful solution and scrubbing pad of the Swiffer Power Mop, dirt and grime don't stand a chance, and I don't break a sweat. Mic drop. I mean, mop drop. a smarter way to mop. Try it or your money back.
Fire codes regulate which commercial properties must have fire alarms. Systems must be inspected and reported yearly. You need equipment and a contractor qualified to protect your business. Crane Alarms, Idaho's oldest and owned fire alarm contractor, and uses the highest quality products. All equipment and labor come with a warranty. Crane protects 14 school districts, 3 colleges, 1 university, and thousands of businesses. For a free estimate, call Idaho's quality fire alarm contractor, Crane Alarm Service.
Thanks for rounding up at McDonald's. Your change changes lives at Ronald McDonald House Charities.
On paper, Prater and the Ballgame are clearly the favorite. Sports radio isn't played on paper, though, is it?
Hey guys, JTI, we hooked up, we partnered with Lift the Floor to Boise to participate in Idaho's largest toy drive, and it's going on right now through Monday, December 8th. Prater and I will be at the Ford helping get some of these toys. We want you to bring your toys. Don't wrap them to Lithia Ford. That includes books, tricycles, bicycles, and scooters that are also accepted. All this Prater goes to the U.S. Marine Corps Reserve Toys for Tots. Lithia Ford, bring those toys there.
One quick note that's developing over the last 5-10 minutes is a conversation that we had earlier about Dan Mullen potentially going to Kentucky. Ross Dellinger, Yahoo Sports College Football Insider, is reporting that Kentucky and Oregon offensive coordinator Will Stein are expected to finalize an agreement soon. Yeah. It's happening. So Dan Mullen is going to escape that situation if indeed he ever was a candidate. Oregon Ducks lose a big-time offensive coordinator.
Another OC. Let's get back to the Taco Bell hotline. Jim in Nampa. Thanks for waiting, Jim. Thanks for holding. The line is yours, Jim. What's your thoughts on the Boise State quarterback situation?
All Maddux. He's got the experience. He's faced UNLV, 4 times now, and he's got a winning record against them. It's less preparation. He already has been coached on the defense and the schemes they run. It's going to take longer to prep the other guy that's got less experience. Not that he can't be prepared, but less stuff they can throw at Maddux that he's not prepared for and under. So that's where I'm at, but the coaches got to give all of them every snap they can in practice, even the true freshmen, in my opinion, because their bench ain't deep and their injuries aren't far from putting everybody on no quarterback at all for them.
So you agree with his decision. I like it, Jim. You say Spencer Danielson starting Maddux Madsen, going back to Mad Dog. That's the right move for this team right now.
Hey, yeah. I mean, other than one win that he split with Green, he's 4-0 against UNLV?
3-0.
3-0. He didn't play the first game. He was hurt.
Yeah, he's 3-0 against UNLV. He's completed 60% of his passes. He's only averaging 200 yards a game in 3 games against UNLV, but he's got 6 touchdown passes and 1 interception. He's pretty darn clean against UNLV.
All right, thanks for the call, Jim. Appreciate you. Jason in Meridian, you're next up. Taco Bell hotline quarterbacks. Jason, Spencer Danielson, did he make the right call in your opinion?
Yeah, it's 100% the right call. I mean, it's not like this is 2 evenly matched competitors. It was clearly cut. There is a starter and there was a backup. I have a larger question. I'm curious. We had essentially Cutforth was our only option. It sounded like, and he was looking down the pass every time, and it wasn't high end caliber where he was looking off and making the throw because he knew the routes and those things. And unfortunately, he got thrown in a tough situation. But I have a question. I just got hearing you say the receiver cupboard was bare. It doesn't look like we have much of a quarterback room. I'm asking the question, do we have more depth at maybe freshmen who are redshirting or those kind of things? Or how can a team that, and I'm a longtime Bronco fan, I'm an alum, all this, how can a team that just had a Heisman candidate not have people clamoring to be on this team and be a part of it? Why are we so bare at this point? Do we have a lot coming up, or maybe help me understand that? And that's part of the quarterback conversation.
Yeah, the quarterback conversation, the quarterback room is very, very bare, very, very thin. And they've lost, 6 of the last 7 commits?
Whatever. So many commits, man.
Yeah, but you got to overcome that, and you got to deal with that. And I think it is gross neglect that the quarterback position got into this situation. They need to take it a little bit more seriously. I need to have a better backup. There's college football teams all across this country with spectacular backups that are playing significant football. And yeah, Max Cutforth was a nice start. It was a nice little cute little story, and hopefully it grows. Hopefully he sticks around. But nobody's going to come here and play quarterback when Spencer Danielson stands up behind a podium and says, Maddux Madsen's my guy, and he's going to be my guy for the next 3 years.
Another year.
Yeah, he's supposed to be here through next year. Spencer Danielson's not getting rid of Maddux Madsen.
Especially a kid who's got 1 or 2 years left.
Yes.
They're not going to come here and even try to mess with this. And
Yeah.
I don't know if Max Cutforth is going to be cool to stick around, but for one more year, and then Max would hope that he gets the job after Madsen leaves. Or, hey, most quarterbacks don't play an entire season anymore anyway. You're going to need a backup to play a couple of games in a football season now.
Yeah, and this is also on Caleb Annett, who we're criticizing, a kid now who's never ever played, but he came in here as the only Scully quarterback behind Maddux Madsen. He's lost every quarterback battle he's ever been
Zeke
in.
Martinez has him.
Yeah, he's dead last, and he's the scholarship guy. So, is that a coaching thing? Is that a Caleb Annett thing? He didn't pan out, and he's still on this roster, and they need to get rid of him and go out and get a couple of guys. They got Jackson Taylor will sign on Wednesday. That's going to be big news for Boise State fans. Don't forget it's signing day.
Jackson
Taylor will sign on Wednesday, and he'll be here in a month. And that's going to be a California kid. And then they need to go out and get one more. The quarterback room neglect that this coaching staff had this past year cannot happen again. It needs to change, and it needs to change quickly.
Taco Bell hotline, Tim in Nampa. We'll take this call. Tim, what do you have? Quarterbacks, where do you want to go?
Hey, quarterbacks. Appreciate you guys. I'm 100% with Danielson on this.
Okay.
And Mad Dog, here's my thought too. Mad Dog got banged up pretty good against Air Force, like right at the beginning of that game. This is probably the healthiest he's been since week 1. Having a month break. He's feeling pretty good. I bet you really fresh legs. I bet you he's going to be playing really good ball on Friday.
I hope so. I mean, he's had ankle injuries on both sides all year long. He's been dealing with that all year long. This injury has nothing to do with his ankles. It's a completely different injury. And it was a massive, major injury that I think is going to linger a little bit on Friday, but I don't have no idea how it's going to impact his game. But yeah, he's been beat up all season long. He's got bad ankles. He's got a bad foot. He's got a bad toe. Everything below the ankles is messed up for Maddux Madsen right now. But if the doctor clears him and Spencer Danielson says green light, let's go. Let's see what happens.
Yep. And just guys, he looks healthy, certainly healthy enough to play at practice. He was running around. He was being Madsen. He was in every single drill. He was QB1. Now, I don't want to say, I mean, maybe there's a slight little, just tiny ankle or whatever it is, toe, leg, wherever he's dealing with, just a little tenderness, just a tiny bit. But that's for 5 days from game day. And Spencer Danielson, they know this stuff way better than we do. If Maddux Madsen wasn't good enough to win this game, I can't see Spencer Danielson just going with him just because he loves him. Spencer Danielson needs to freaking win this game. He needs to beat UNLV again and basically just say, UNLV, make like a tree and get the hell out of my life. 5 times, you keep coming up, popping off. You're here. No, if UNLV, if you win this game, get the hell out of their life. Go away forever and ever. You don't live in the same neighborhood on college football as Boise State does. I'm tired of hearing you chat, yap around and go win this game. And if they don't, and Mad Dog doesn't play well, Spencer Danielson's going to have to own this all off season, and they're going to get ready for the Frisco Bowl. Fans are going to be pissed off. Then who do you start? Then now you're starting Maddux in the bowl game. Well, you shouldn't start. You stick with Mad Dog in the bowl game. Now you're starting him in the bowl game. You should have waited. Maybe, it's just, they have to win this game. It's a big opportunity, guys.
Conference championship game. I mean, it kind of goes without saying. An interesting point from Chris on the text line as well. What impact do we think that Maddux Madsen having Ben Ford available out of the wide receiver room maybe had on some of his performances earlier in the season? Because we talked about how bad this wide receiver room has been, and Ben Ford seemed to be one of the only reliable guys in it.
It's off to a great start, Prater.
It's a big loss. But Ben Ford, even if Ben Ford was healthy right now, there's no way he can make this running a wide receiver room I mean, he could make it better.
He'd make it better, but not to the level that it needs to be.
Good. Well said. Perfect. Yes.
Right. 208-424-9300. Turn our attention to the Cloverdale Plumbing text line. Your thoughts. Did Spencer Danielson make the right call? Maddux Madsen's got his gig back. He's your starting quarterback again and will start on Friday. Before that, how about Banbury Golf Course and some soapboxes to hop on? KTIK, the ticket.
This is Idaho Sports Talk with Prater and the Ballgame, brought to you by RopePaint.com. For over 24 years, RopePaint.com